Chapter 7, The Root of It All. The next morning you pace around the room as a sympathetic Lino sits on your bed. I can't believe I have to spend a whole day shopping for Rebecca. But look on the bright side, you get a day alone with Blake. Sure, Rebecca might be the reason you're getting quality time with Blake, but you can still make the most of it. That's true. I won't let Rebecca ruin this for me when she's not even there. That's the spirit. Just focus on you're enjoying your time with you-know-who. Lino helps you playfully just as someone knocks at the door. Knock knock, a chariot has arrived for a Miss Ballard. Your heart immediately lifts at the sight of him. A chariot, and here I am without my glass slippers. If you see any at the gemstone exhibit, Lino, you should buy her some. Noted. Now go on and have fun, you crazy kids. You spend the drive laughing and chatting, and before you know it, Blake parks in a quaint mountain town. You stroll through the streets together, drinking in the sights. Look at the cute storefronts. It's like something straight out of a fairy tale. Right? Like, there goes the baker, and here's the candlestick maker. Next thing we know, we'll be dancing through the streets with the townsfolk. Well, then show me some moves, Chef Blake. Right here, now. Unless you're embarrassed about your dance moves. Never. He shimmies his hips to an imaginary beat. As you laugh, he holds out his hand and twirls you close to him, grinning the whole time. How was that? Not too shabby for an impromptu dance break. Just don't ask me to sing. You know I don't do covers unless it's karaoke night, and I am at least 3 shots in. Alright, why don't you tell me about the meal plan then? Who says I have a meal plan? This could just be a casual dinner. Please, I've met you. He chuckles and rubs the back of his neck. I'm that obvious, huh? About the fact that you're cooking for people is one of your love languages? Absolutely. You teasingly nudge him in the side as you stroll past another shop front, looking for grocery stores. I guess it's always been something I could rely on, a chance to care for people you love, even when times are rough. Cooking with my mom was one of the life's few highlights when she and my dad split up and the divorce got messy, so I try to make the food that brings people the same comfort I get from cooking it. It's sweet that you got such a sentimental side for someone who's such a pessimist about relationships. Since when am I a pessimist? Please, how many jokes have you told about relationships never lasting? You're like the hot cynic in any rom-com. Oh, okay, that was a little too honest. But thankfully he doesn't seem to notice the slip. I'm not wrong. Look at my parents and my own dating life. Both of our dating lives. I'm just saying that statistically most relationships don't work out in the long term. Blake. That just means you haven't found the right person yet. Now who's being sentimental? Next you're gonna tell me I have a soulmate waiting for me somewhere. Yeah, she's right here, but you can't tell him that. Perfect match, soulmate, whatever you want to call it. I just know you'll find them, Blake. Eventually. Give it time. He's like me, oblivious. What? Don't at me. Blake gazes at you for a moment, his expression unreadable. It'd be nice if you're right. Who knows? If I don't mess things up with Rebecca, maybe she could be my perfect match. Yeah, maybe. But even if she isn't, I appreciate the people who have always been there for me, no matter what. Mom, my friends, you. It's unfair for him to smile at you like that while he's with, well, your heart feels full and on the verge of breaking all at the same time. Yeah, if he's always been such a skeptic about relationships, why would he ever make that pact with me? Was it just a joke, or did it actually... So basically, you two haven't had this conversation yet. Before you fall any deeper down the mental rabbit hole, 2 townsfolk stroll past you, and Blake smiling. Hello there. Good afternoon, ladies. What a perfect gentleman. The second woman shoots you a knowing look as she loops her arm through her companion's. You'd better hold on to this one, dear. You lovebirds remind me of when we were in our honeymoon phase. Oh, I think you've got the wrong idea. That's sweet of you, but he's taken. The second woman raises an eyebrow break, looking him up and down. And not by you. Interesting. Come along, dear, leave these two youngsters alone. As the townsfolk continue down the street, Blake gives you a sheepish grin. Awkward much? Tell me about it. I guess we should get shopping, or we won't get back in time to make Rebecca this dinner. You feel a pang in your chest at the name. Right, Rebecca. You, never actually told me what you're planning to make. Eggplant parmesan. I'm not sure if you remember, but that summer we went to Italy with Eve right after college. I made the best eggplant parmesan of my life. How could I possibly forget? Blake rubs the back of his neck again, looking flustered and pleased. Every time I cook it, it reminds me of that summer. All the food and wine, gelato for days, long nights on the beach. Oh, you remember those, especially that last night on the beach. You remember the feeling of Blake's arms around you, even warmer than the water lapping around your waist. Jody. You remember your heart pounding, his lips so close that you could almost taste the salt spray on them. I was so sure he was going to kiss me. That's the closest we ever got. Remember that night on the beach. A summer, after your graduation, you race across a moonlit beach towards the waters of the Mediterranean with your competition in hot pursuit. Almost got you. But not just yet. You put on an extra burst of speed and splash into the shallows just moments before he splashes in after you. Whooping, you throw your arms in the air, victorious. Ah, I win. Says a girl who distracted me at the start of the race. I swear I saw Emma's doing by the lifeguard station. I'd never lie about Emma. Yeah, you're just lucky Eve isn't here. She would have beaten both of us. Good thing she's too busy flirting with every Italian at the local gelato shop. And the local pizzeria, just like she did in the last town. Blake bends down to scoop some water into his hand, splashing it over his head. You take a breath to steady yourself as the droplets trickle down the muscles of his chest, each one silvered by the moonlight. Sorry if I haven't been entertaining enough as company. Please, you have been the best company. Even if Eve is hogging all the cute Italians this side of Rome. I could always wing woman for you. The thought hurts a little. Okay, more than a little, but to your surprise, Blake laughs and shakes his head. Thanks, bud, I'll pass. What? You don't think I'm a good enough wing woman? Didn't you see me set up Eve and Giovanni and Luna last night? You're unnatural, but that's the problem, Ballard. Any girl you set me up with would get tired of hearing about how awesome my best friend / wing woman is. You splash some water at him to distract yourself from the sudden heat rising in your cheeks. Flatterer. Besides, I'd rather be adventuring with you than competing with Eve on the local dating scene. Now, come on. Let's get our feet wet for real. You wade deeper into the surf until the water's lapping around both of your waists. It's so warm. I was expecting rocks under my feet and teeth-chattering temperatures. The Bay Area has hardened you to the joys of a proper beach. This is what it's all about. At the mention of home, a wave of wistfulness sweeps over you. It's too bad we're flying back tomorrow. I'm not ready to figure out my whole future just yet. Figure out how to be an adult. I don't think you have too much to worry about on the adulting front. Clark's admission office offered you that paid internship, right? You're still gonna take it, right? Yeah. Only because I don't know what else to do. It's just an internship. It doesn't mean you have to stay at Clark forever. I know. I just wish I had an 8 or a magic 8 ball or something that could tell me what to do or what my future held. Funnily enough, that's what I was planning to get you for your birthday. Really? Yeah, but only if you promise to worry less about the future and more about your immediate problems. Like that huge wave of water about to crash into you. As you peer across the calm surface of the Mediterranean, he splashes you, drenching every part of your body. Ah, gotcha. You drive your arms into the water and Blake leaps back to dodge your barrage of splashes. Okay. Truce. I'm outmatched. I will grant you mercy as long as you bow before your splashing queen. Blake obeys, bowing deeply, but he slips on a stone underwater and falls beneath the surface with another splash. When he emerges, shaking the water from his hair, you both dissolve into laughter. Still feeling worried about the future. Less so than before. So, how are you feeling about your future? Still thinking of culinary school? I don't know. Sometimes I think it'd just be better to just get a job in a kitchen ASAP, but I'm trying not to worry about it. I'll figure it out eventually, one way or another. You seem awfully confident about that. Blake turns and takes your hand. His touch is surprisingly gentle. Because I've got you. No matter where life takes me, I know you'll always be there to keep me humble and at my back. Your heart suddenly skips a beat. You remember being on the rooftop together, the promise you made. Always be there for each other. Are you thinking of the pack, too? But your reverie is broken by another splash of water. What was that one for? Sorry, you just look so serious after my embarrassing, heartfelt speech. Oh, I'll show you serious. You splash him back, and before you know it, you're tangled together in the water. Grab for one of his wrists as he splashes you back, but misses. You drench him with another wave, and in retaliation, he grabs you around the waist and lifts you up out of the water. Ha! Gotcha. Okay, you win. He sets you down, both of you still up to your waists in the water, but he doesn't let go just yet. You're pressed so close that you can feel his heart racing in his chest. Didn't he feel mine too? His expression softens, the laughter fading. Seriously though, thank you for always being there. Not just for everything we've already done together, but stuff to come. The times we're gonna be there for each other no matter what life throws at us. The water's warm, but his embrace is warmer. His arms tighten around you, and he's so close that his breath brushes your cheek. Jody. You gaze into his eyes. He slowly lifts a hand to your face, brushing some hair away from your cheek. His hand slides down to fully cup your cheek, and you start to close the distance, your heart pounding. He leans in ever so slightly, barely a breath away, before a small wave buffets you both. Ah, you alright? He steadies you, but the moment is gone. He's let go, and that small space feels like a whole ocean between you. Yeah, I'm fine. Soaked, but fine. Yeah, well, there's only one way we can end a beautiful night like this tonight. And what's that? Last one to the car has to drive home? That sounds... Oh my god, is that Keisha? What, where? You glance around. Blake rushes past you, laughing. Looks like you're driving! Shake your head, smiling to yourself. And before you chase after him, you press a hand to your lips, wondering what it would have felt like. If only we had a little bit more time. As you stand beside Blake in the warm, sunlit town, his smile is just as irresistible as you remember. The dish was always brought back such good memories, and if I make it tonight, it'll be part of a brand new one. The trip where Rebecca got to bond with my best friends. Yeah. Great memories. You turn away with a sudden lump in your throat and spot a nearby shop with a few vegetables in the window. What about this place? Think they'll have what we need? You step into a quaint market filled with all kinds of local produce. Oh, this is perfect. Great find, Valor. You wander through the aisles together, plucking ingredients to put into a basket. Onions, check. And I assume you need some garlic? Oh yeah, that'll be perfect for the sauce. Those dried spices look pretty good too. Do you need some Italian basics? Oregano, thyme, basil? Yes, to oregano and basil. But let's hold off on the thyme. Rebecca's not a big fan. Right, I almost forgot who he's actually cooking for. Well, at least she's not a garlic hater. Otherwise, I would have had to make sure you aren't dating a vampire. Pretty sure I would have figured that out by now. No time it is, then. But I have to ask. Take a deep breath and ask the question that's haunted you since the day you got here. Why Rebecca? Pretty straightforward. What do you mean? I've heard how you two got together, but why her? Were you lonely? I know your last relationship was a while ago. With you and Leno and the gang, I'm never really lonely. But you're right. After a while, I just started to miss having a girlfriend, you know? That's fair. I'm just trying to figure out this girlfriend. So what does Blake Marshall like about Rebecca? Lots of things. She's got a good heart. She was so excited to meet you and Leno, even though this trip is out of her comfort zone. Yeah, so she wanted to meet your friend's basic girlfriend material. What else? She's great with her family. You've heard her talk about her grandma. She's just as close to her parents. Always goes the extra mile for them. Whereas my dad, let's face it, I don't have a lot of fun stories to tell. Oh, you too? About both of your parents? Oh. Well, how about your mom? His lips quirk into a wry half smile, and your heart aches for him. I also respect her competitive streak. Well, like, once that woman sets her heart on something, she makes it happen no matter what. That doesn't bode well for yours truly. I know we don't have much history together. For a second, he hesitates, glancing at you. But we both got the same values, you know? Like, enough in common that I think we've got a shot. Sure. But she's not nearly as much your type as I am. Well, you know. Life. Managed to answer him with a nod, and Blake, unaware, turns to examine a nearby cheese display. Do you think Rebecca would like this kind of Parmesan? It's the real deal, imported straight from Italy. Honestly, what do your chef instincts tell you? They say that just because it's imported, that it doesn't mean it's fresh. Blake sets the Parmesan down and puts a different cheese in the basket. Plus, I'd rather shop local and see what they have to offer. And it's cheaper. And helps to support the local community. That's most of the herbs and cheese. I still find the star of our show, though, and a few other vegetables. Goldie picks through a stand of tomatoes. You spot a sign hanging in the store window. We invite you to shop and play at our community garden. Did you say community garden? Looks like there is one right around the corner, open to the public. Nice. The produce here isn't bad at all, but nothing beats freshly picked stuff. Says the man who cooked with less than fresh and sometimes even expired vegetables in college. Listen, you're gonna make do with what you gotta make do with, okay? Even more reason to be excited about literally fresh off the vine veggies. Wanna go pick some ourselves? Yeah, this obviously mean a lot to him. Visiting one more stop would mean a little extra time together. Visit the garden. Ho ho. Pay for that cheese and let's go pick some ingredients off the vine. The garden is tucked away on a quiet street. You smell fresh herbs, sweet fruit, and Blake's face lights up the moment you step inside. Oh, this is the biggest community garden I've ever been to. It's practically a farm. Think we'll be able to find some fresh produce to go with our cheese? Will we ever? I mean, look at this place. Blake wanders down the aisles as eagerly as a kid in a candy store, exclaiming over each plant or vine you pass. Wow, you usually don't see those in spring, and I can smell the dill all the way from here. Oh, there we go. These heirloom tomatoes look perfect. How can you tell? Holds up a multicolored tomato, its skin a mix of yellow and orange. The colors are equally saturated, no super pale or bruised spots, it's firm to the touch, and most important of all, it lifts the tomato up to you to sniff and you immediately get a whiff of earthy, tomatoey goodness. It smells right. Okay, lesson learned. You help him put a few more tomatoes in the basket, but the second he has enough, Blake turns towards the next row with a gasp. Oh, check this out. I can't believe they have a whole row dedicated to different varieties of eggplant. Sometimes I forget how much of a food nerd you are. Well, thanks to the nerdy of this, you've gotten to taste some mind-blowing meals. That's true. I don't think you've made a single dish that hasn't tasted divine. I don't know about that. Pear and Gruyere pie I made that one Thanksgiving was delicious, but I was supposed to use cinnamon stick, not cinnamon powder. Oh my god, no! No, not the cinnamon stick versus cinnamon powder, which is quite essentially the same. And yet it was the best pear pie with cheese I ever had. You're nudging playfully in the side, and Blake chuckles, clearly pleased. Okay, I can learn to take a compliment. So what else is on our shopping list, Chef Blake? I'm glad you asked. I was thinking about giving tonight's dinner a special twist. Are you M. Night Shyamalan now? Because color me intrigued. What are my choices? Do they include adding ice cream to the meal in any shape, way, or form? Sadly, I can't use ice cream trees in the... I don't see any ice cream trees in the community garden. Damn! One day. But I was thinking we could add a little mint to the parsley topping. Mint? It's a little unorthodox, but it could bring out some new flavors, layers of flavor. Add a extra depth and herbaliciousness. I like the sound of herbaliciousness. Mint is in the running. Or we could add some shallots to the marinara sauce, get some extra sweetness in there. Ooh, tempting. Let's add mint for the depth. You know, so since he's coming up with words I've never heard of before. Herbaceousness. I'm going with herbaliciousness. It sounds better. It'd be fun to add something unorthodox. Look at us, rebelling against the culinary system. Gives you a high five before adding some mint to the basket. For your next birthday, I'm getting you an apron that says Kitchen Rebel. I love it already. The dish is already really shaping up. Thanks for helping me figure out what it needed. Yeah, but did you pick the different type of eggplant yet? No problem. This was way easier than telling you which overly ripe avocado you should add to my toast in the freshman year. I thought you liked my guaco clock toast. I did, but it took some refining for you to get it just right. Hence why I asked you to come out with me today. You bring out my creativity. You nod at the mint in the basket. In unorthodox ways. Absolutely. Today wouldn't have been the same without you. The two of you share a smile as a gentle breeze swirls around you. I wish we could stay in this town all day. The two of us, but eventually, I guess all we need to do now is grab one last thing. What are we missing? Blake leads you towards a beautiful tree, its branches full of pluots. You ever had one? I don't even know what the hell you just said. I don't think so. He stretches to grab one from the branches. It's his inner shirt riding up to expose some of the hard lines of his abs. You swallow hard as he holds the fruit out to you, grinning. I promise, this will be one of the best fruits you've ever tasted. Take a bite as he holds it. You lean in, heart leaping in your throat, and take a bite of the fruit. Sweet juice bursts over your tongue. The flavor is nothing compared to the feeling in Blake's eyes on you. He doesn't say anything, only watches your every movement as he lifts the fruit up to you for you to finish. You bite into it again, and the time rivulets of juice run down his hand. Blake suddenly clears his throat. Is it? Did you? It tasted great. And is it just me, or did he get a kick out of that too? Perfect for dessert tonight, do you think? I'll take 20. Together, you add a handful of pluts into the basket. When you're done, Blake fixes you with that gorgeous smile again. Thanks for spotting this place, Ballard. Leave it to you to turn a shopping trip into a day I'll remember forever. He seems lighter than you've seen him since the trip started. More relaxed than he looks around Rebecca. And right now, she's not here with Blake. You are. What else are friends for? That night, you help Blake carry platters of food into a private dining room he booked for the evening. I hope you're all hungry because Blake made a lot. I see you two were busy on your little outing together. Did you have fun? We always do. You share a smile with Blake, and Rebecca's carefully neutral expression falters ever so slightly. We found the perfect ingredients to make the perfect dinner, so thank you to Bex. And there it is. Rebecca instantly goes from guarded to relieved as you feel another twist in your gut. Since you treated us all to that spa day, I wanted you to know how much I appreciated it. Oh, babe. No wonder you wanted to keep it a surprise. I can't wait to see the main course. You set out freshly baked rolls, pour the wine, while Blake brings out the star of the evening. Eggplant parmesan, perfection on a plate. Never had it. Damn, Blake, this looks delicious. And smells divine. Everyone starts to tuck in, but it takes a second for Rebecca to fix a smile on her face as she studies the dish. It looks great. So rustic. Rebecca, sometimes the simplest dishes are the most delicious. Don't knock it until you try it. I've been obsessed with this dish ever since Jody and Eve and I tried it in Italy. It's nice to be included in such a special food tradition. You take a bite and it's even better than the way you remembered it. It has ruined you for all the other eggplant dishes for all time. It's perfect, because we made it together. Rebecca is the last to dig in, but when she finally does, oh wow, what is that herb I'm tasting? You and Blake share a smile as Eve and Lino each take a bite, and their eyes widening with delight. It almost tastes like mint? Is it true? Yep, Jody thought it might be a nice twist. How creative. Ah, by creative you mean genius. This is incredible. Thinking outside the box has never tasted so good. Rebecca smiles more for Blake than you, but she gives you the smallest of nods and goes in for seconds. It really is tasty, babe. I've never had anything quite like it. And eat up, everybody. There's plenty more where that came from. One delicious dinner later, you and your friends lounge outside your cabin by a fire pit blissfully stuffed. I can't move, man. I'm too full of pluot sherbet. How did you even have time to go do dinner and dessert, and all we did was learn about Cleopatra like paradots? Hey, I'm prepping for Nailed It, and you're prepping for Jeopardy. Both have their uses. I'm just glad we have time to digest before spending tomorrow at the lake. I couldn't do a backstroke right now to save my life. And I'm glad to have such a thoughtful boyfriend. And I'm glad to treat you to a special meal. Becca smiles, reaching over to rest one hand on his thigh, but Blake turns to gaze at you. I've never found the right ingredients without Jody, though. The smile slips from her face. Blake, you did most of the work. I'm just there to keep you from disappearing into a spice aisle and never returning. I'm not that much of a flight risk. Lies. I've been trapped in a store for 20 minutes while you weighed the merits of smoked versus sweet paprika. See? He's gotten more decisive since then, but at least a little bit. Instead of glaring at you, Rebecca gets up and steps towards you, smiling. Blake's right. Thank you for helping him out today, Jody. Oh, you're welcome. And then she goes in for a hug. Ah, we all know these. The whisper shit in your ear hug. Over Rebecca's shoulder, Blake smiles at her gesture of affection, but she lowers her voice to hiss in your ear. Don't think this changes anything between us. I hope you enjoyed your little day alone with Blake. Because out on the lake tomorrow, I'll be right by your side every second. Woman, I'm really trying with you. Without further ado, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Head down to the description. Plenty of things to check out there. Without further ado, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. For me, she's just really defensive. I mean, I get it, but then Again, Pixelberry has never been good at differentiating between choices. So pretty much you could have a question to save a cat, right? And you would pay diamonds, just hypothetical. And you would pay the diamonds to save the cat, or non-diamond choice would be, oh no, let the cat perish, right? So you would pay for the diamonds, and this is how Pixelberry works. It'd be you would try your best to save the cat, but inevitably the cat would still perish. And then people look at you and go, why didn't you try harder to save the cat? Like, no matter what you do, right? Because it's the illusion of choice. I've been saying this for years, right? If you want a good choices type game, go play Vampire. I'm not even kidding. Like even that one is better choices than this app. Chapters, if you're going for mobile, Detroit Becomes Human is the top tier list of actually choices influencing a whole entire book, chapter, like a whole entire game. That's how amazing Detroit Becomes Human is. Literally, if you haven't picked it up, if you haven't checked out my playthrough, seriously check it out. Even Life is Strange at least has some choices that matter. A lot's, get hit or miss or minute or doesn't really matter, but at least it just gives some tiniest satisfaction if you made a choice without having to pay for it. And, just I'm trying to be really nice to this chick. I've tried. I've really tried. And like, things that you would just continually normally do with someone that with them being in a relationship or not, right? Not like you're just running up to him, putting your hands around his neck and kissing him and being like, leave Rebecca for me, right? Like people are trying to be decent with this book, and pretty much a lot of you have pretty much agreed this book is just, at least it doesn't have a bunch of bow chicka wow wow, but the problem is the story is just garbage. It's not even a rom-com. It's not even a comedy. It's not anything romance whatsoever. It's the age-old tale of maybe you have a crush on someone, and so, they're with someone else, and, it either ends happily ever after, which, no, let's be honest, it never does, or, basically, you end up alone, and they end up with them, or they break up, and you end up with someone, and then it's just hit and miss, hit and miss, hit and miss, hit and miss, till the day you die. That's just my thoughts. Without further ado, thank you all for watching. Love your beautiful faces. Catch you all in the next chapter. Peace.